जेटा भी चालू नहीं फिर जनरेटर चलছে এটা জঙ্গ পথে আপনি কাছে গার্ড কো হই আছে তো আমার বটন
Hello everyone. This is our 258th Meet the Artist program. It's a pleasure to have Bose Krishnamachari. Sorry, there's a technical lag at my end. Just a second. Yeah, sorry. This is a 258th Meet the Artist, and we are really delighted to have Bose Krishnamachari with us. It's also quite an exciting time because I'm at JD Center of Art. The founder of JD Center of Art, Jatin Das, is in Delhi, and Bose is in Bombay and about to leave for Korea. So it's all going to be quite exciting. We've had an incredible 19 years of presenting Meet the Artist program. And in this time, we've had a whole bunch of very exciting speakers. And since the COVID times, we've gone online. And this has allowed us to reach out to a lot more people. Bose Krishnamachari is an artist and curator. Born in 1962 in Angamalli, Kerala, he lives and works in Mumbai and Kerala. He has worked on many curatorial projects and exhibition projects and is the founder and president of the Kochi Biennale and the Kochi Foundation. In 2019 and 20, The Mirror Sees Best in Dark is one of the key exhibitions that Bose exhibited in the Imami Gallery, Calcutta. His diverse artistic and curatorial practice includes drawing, painting, sculpture, design, installation, and architecture. His other key exhibitions are No at 1:1 Art Gallery, Dubai, Ghost at Icon Gallery, London, and Bodhi Art Gallery in Mumbai. He's also exhibited at the Lava Gallery in Max Muller Bhavan in Mumbai, at Sumukha Gallery and Max Muller Bhavan in Bangalore, Gallery 88 Calcutta, and many other exhibitions that he's held in India and abroad. He's participated in many selected group exhibitions, from Serpentine Gallery in London to Gateway Bombay at Peabody Essex Museum in Massachusetts and across the world. He was the artistic director and co-curator of India's first Biennale, the Kochi-Muziris Biennale, in 2012. He's been the director of Kochi-Muziris Biennale in 2014, 2016, 2018, and is now the president still of the Kochi Biennale Foundation. His artwork has also been exhibited in several solo and group exhibitions around the world, including India, France, Norway, and the US. I would like to invite the founder, Jatin Das, to say a few words about JDCA, and then on to you, Bose, to be able to introduce a little bit before you leave for the airport for Korea. Thank you. I'll probably give it over to you, Bose, before I think artist Jatin Das, because you may have to leave very soon. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this fantastic. Consistently, you're done means 19 years. It's really awesome. It's not very easy to organize the cultural programs in India, but you're done. And also, I was really happy to see last time visited your space, Jadinda Center, and also I was mentioning it's really amazing to see Mr. B.V. Doshi's design and your commitment and your sister's commitment, thus commitment towards building up along with your dad. It's really remarkable. Congratulations to all your good works and all my best wishes for present and future work. We should all come together to make a better world through art and culture and sciences. Best wishes again and again. Love you all. Enjoy. And I hope I'll come back for the conversation. End of the recorded my presentation. Hope to catch up. Hope to catch up. Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bose. Thank you very much. And hope to catch you later. And we will play your recorded presentation right now. Thank you.
Good evening. This is Bose Krishnamachari. I'm extremely sorry that I always like a live conversation, whether it is online or, like it's always nice to have conversations face to face and things like that. But here it is for last 2 years, we are all online. Thank you so much for JCB to invite me to be part of this 250th conversation series. I will be talking about the Biennale, Kochi-Muziris Biennale, the Indian Biennale. The Kochi Biennale Foundation is a non-profit charitable trust engaged in activities related to education and promotion of art and culture in India. Primary among its objectives is the establishment of conducting of the Kochi-Muziris Biennale in the city of Kochi, Kerala, India, every 2 years. The Kochi Biennale Foundation works round the year to broaden public access to art across the country and for national consensus on investment in contemporary art infrastructure. Kochi Biennale Foundation, as it shows that we have many verticals, the main vertical is the Kochi-Muziris Biennale, and one of the most important contemporary festival, I would say, the Biennale is Students' Biennale. From all around India, we bring students to showcase their practice. When we think about a biennale, infrastructure, building infrastructure is one of the most important aspects. When our first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, started its infrastructure building for culture, the academies were set it up. When we were thinking about the biennale in 2012, we hardly had space to exhibit artworks. Especially there are no weather-controlled spaces in Kerala. Most of the Indian cities, I don't see much weather-controlled spaces for art exhibition, especially contemporary art exhibition spaces. So we had this academy space, Lalkala Academy space, which we have taken it up only during the time of the biennale, in agreement with the Biennale Foundation and the Academy that, during the time of the biennale, we take up 5 months of exhibition period from, every 2 years. So we transformed this place into Academy space into one of the best places for contemporary art exhibition in India. It is called Daba Hall in Kochi, and we developed on our work. From the beginning, we had only a little bit of spaces. We found excavated, or you would say that through our exploration, we found many interesting dilapidated places. We transformed into contemporary art spaces. That's the spaces we have from 11,000 square feet to now we have almost 600,000 square feet of exhibition area. This was the first, uh, in a way, pilot project or something you can say. The government of Kerala given to the Biennale Foundation 5 CR out of 10 CR, offered 10 CR in the budget, but unfortunately we haven't got the funds until I think, the 4 CR we have to run around. I mean, total of 9 CR we got it in 2014. Anyway, the biennial is, of course, when we talk about Biennale, Biennale means every 2 years. It is an Italian word. We have to educate public, what is a Biennale, why we are doing it in Kerala, which are the best biennials around the world. All those aspects we had to discuss it. And a lot of our artist friends went around and given lectures, talks, PowerPoint presentations, slide presentations in schools and colleges, around 35 neighboring colleges and schools, given by important artists from Kerala, like Sebastian and friends. And now Sebastian lives and works in Texas. And other friends, around 400 young artists got together to support, and also theater people given theater sketches in villages of neighboring districts. So that's the way we developed. And now Durbar Hall is, when we come back to the space, Durbar Hall used to be like this, and we brought a fantastic architecture to restore it. Vikas Tilaveri restored this building. We have 18 feet high wall space and used the best lighting that time available, airco lighting for museum lighting. We bought it, and we created this space with the help of what we have suggested to our architect is we want spaces to exhibit artwork. Earlier it used to have a lot of windows and doors. There was no place to, used to hang a painting with a thread and things like that. That we wanted to erase that unprofessional way of exhibiting artwork. Of course, if it is a conceptual project, we can do it with a nail and thread and whatever. But here it is. We wanted a white Cuban space, but we are not interested in the white Cuban when we talk about elitism. Like most of the people are hesitant to go to gallery spaces or museum spaces because they think it is not belongs to the public. Sometimes that kind of feel it gives. So I'm not saying that this is Aspinwall House. This is one of the places we found in 2011. And we are fortunate enough to use it for 4 editions of the Biennale. This Aspinwall used to be fire on, and sometimes it used to have photo shoots and things like that. At some part, it was used by the Cochin Maharaja, and later it's gone to real, and the real really supported. I wanted to say that in real really supported, sustained. 4 edition we have shown with Firoz Gujral's help and Mohit and DL family support, we could get this place free to use it. So that's a great support come from places like Pepper House is also one or two a young couple. What they offered their services there, in the sense, it is also another Pepper House, God on, and it is converted into kind of. Now it's one of the finest, one of the interesting places where we can have conversations. There is a library, and there is a design shop, and then our Kochi Biennale Foundation's residency program, master classes, many other lectures, Let's Talk series. These are the verticals I was talking about. So it takes place in the Pepper House. Isaac Alexander and Tinky have given this place. So now we are getting into the 10th year, it was started in 2012, and really an amazing couple, they given this place to do this. And the same way, when we were thinking about the biennial, as I was mentioning, 11,000 square feet of exhibition area, which is also David Hall, one of the oldest Dutch building. And now this is taken care of by the CGH Earth, Mr. Joe Dominic and the other his family. So this is an exhibition space converted into wonderfully they're taken care of this place. Inside there is kind of you can have a poetry reading. There is a cafe inside as well. So it's interesting that there are cafeterias nearby. I think that juxtaposition is always interesting. To suggest it to anybody who's building up a festival, it's always better to have some conversation spaces, libraries, and cafes. This is one of the first
Hello?
gallery come
Hello?
cafe in Kerala, and Kashi Art Cafe still is one of my fond memories I have with about like in 2003 onwards, and I was
Hello?
associated with them. And Dori Anna and Anup Skaria. Anup unfortunately passed away, but the new boss of this place, Edgar Pinto, is still taking care of the space beautifully. What is Kochi-Muziris Biennale? Kochi, when we talk about Kochi, Kochi is originated or maybe it's a phrase or developed in a kind of Muziris vanished in 1341. There is a kind of umbilical relationship with Muziris and Kochi. When I talk about Kochi, there is a place called Mattancherry. Without Mattancherry, Kochi cannot exist. There is kind of almost like a 44 different kind of community lives in that little town. It is around a 4.5 square kilometer area, consists of 44 different kind of community and almost 15 to 16 languages people speak in that little space. This kind of small roads, and so Muziris is an oldest part of which was vanished, and then Kochi became the new port, and the trade brought cultures to not only trade happened from Kochi, but we received many cultures, many other aspects. You take Kochi can become one of the ideal place for reading, sociological reading in a way. The first church or first synagogue, first mosque, all this is in India was built in Kerala, and Mattancherry, Kochi, all these places are nearby Muziris area, and all of them play an important role in that sense. We opened the Biennale on 12th of December, 12 noon, we opened to the public. We don't have really talking about, we don't have really that VVIP opening or something, but we have our Chief Minister of Kerala inaugurate our editions. Each and every editions were inaugurated by or to open to the public by the Chief Minister of Kerala. And Kerala State, the tourism department spent the money for building up this festival. That's also, I'm proud that in Kerala, when Mr. M.A. Baby had visited Mumbai, he was the former Culture and Education Minister of Kerala, Mr. Mariam Alexander Baby. He asked us what's the best thing can be offered by I was sitting with Riaz Komu and myself and Jody Basu. Since he was at Borivali, I live in Borivali in Mumbai, and then when he had visited, we gone out for a dinner, and over the conversation, he asked what is the best thing can be offered to the cultural scene by successful artists like you guys. That was his question, and we have suggested a Biennale would be the best thing to do, and we started immediately working on it. Visited Trivandrum to meet up with one of the Indram. We had met fantastic people there, like Dr. Renu, He was Director General of National Museum, but as you know, always politics and bureaucracy doesn't go hand in hand most of the time. He was demoted, or he was in a way. So here he left. Now he's the tourism secretary, chief secretary. I mean, so he's in Kerala right now. So I'm very happy that we have people who really kind of almost like visionaries, and also Dr. When I talk about, he is also a theatre person, very fond of cultural festivals, and from the beginning itself, we've been associated with the tourism department and culture, and we have lovely, great patrons like Mr. Yusuf Ali. He is one of the most prominent figure from UAE and Kerala, and Sunil V. He's based out of Delhi, brilliant thinking, young mind in design world. And Mr. Alex Kurula was our board of trustees. Alex he brought MTV to India during the time of liberalization, and now he heads the Honduras publications. And you can see tourism minister and the chief minister of Kerala, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan, and curator Anita Dubey it was a fourth edition of the Biennale. And we work with all kinds of people. In the Biennale, for us, it's a large art exhibition or music festival, especially one held biennially. A biennial is a temporary museum. That's what I believe. I don't know what others, but I believe that if there's a kind of temporality, that's one of the most beautiful aspect of it. Also, it has a kind of transience nature, impermanency, and like that. There it is. Sustainability can be resurrected, reformed. Each and every edition we could bring that in all kinds of medium, from printmaking to augmented reality. You can find it in the Biennale. So different kinds of mediums will be
Earlier.
depends on the curator as well. There are festivals. There are more than 316 festivals around the world. 316 biennales around the world. Biennale models are also there. In a way, triennales are also considered within this 316, and document every 5 years takes place in Kassel, Germany, and the last edition was in Athens as well. So they spend about 37.5 million euro to make that happen. If the document is the next edition is curated by a collective from Indonesia. It's also interesting aspect. This is the first time Indonesian curators are looking into the document as curatorial work. And when we talk about the biennales and triennales and document or Munster Sculpture Park, every 10 years they organize the festival in Munster in Germany. So I believe that the festivals can change, bring a lot of what to say, wealth to the city of with knowledge and critical thinking and better life. This is architectural interventions, and artists are also worked in, we kept on changing the spaces of Aspinwall and other places. We had 6 to 7 locations in each and every edition. And it's the post, like when we were thinking about the first bind, running around, Riaz was sweating and, like really running around to create things. In the last days of opening days, we were so Vivan Sundaram called me closer to him, and he said, "Bose, don't worry about my expenses. I will take care of my expenses," which was very large amount in a way. For us, it was 14 lakhs was something, and he himself spent. In the same way, Anish Kapoor and his office spent a lot of funds to bring his work to Kochi and install it here. So it's really artists built, artists came together to build up. Almost 73% of the work was produced in Kochi and Kerala. So it was also interesting that local public also learned how to, local workers, all those people really learned art, installing or learning from work to aesthetics, etc. Slowly, slowly we developed, and especially younger generation of workers and students who are really interested in creating something, learning from, embodying something from the site. Tony Joseph, Calicut-based, one of the brilliant architects. So Sudarshan Shetty invited him as an artist. So we believe in this temporal aspects of the biennial as well as temporary pavilions. Like Serpentine Gallery got the section. Serpentine Gallery always envisioned the fantastic project like this temporary pavilions designed by artists or architects or collectives. So here it is, this is an award winning, it's almost like materiality used to recycling materials, old materials, non-expensive stuff created by. And as I mentioned, sculpture, performances, installations, adaptations, performance. Vishkala curated the second edition of the Biennale. Shilpa Gupta. Sorry. Sorry. I'm not talking about the work, but it is interesting to see how artists produce incredible work from India. It's always great to see our contemporaries along with other greats from around the world. So Anita traveled to different cities. We brought artists from 31 countries for the 90 artists from 31 countries in 2018. And also, I just wanted to say, when I talk about inspiration, like this is the first story I wanted to talk about. Of course, 2012 onwards, many people wanted to start their festivals, Kuna Biennale to Lahore Biennale and many others. I hope, it's all interesting to see, each country, many countries, as well as in India itself, many of the festivals are learned or imbibed, or we are also learning from other festivals. So I was giving a talk at Shimam conference in Tokyo. It was in 2015, and one young lady from China, after the presentation, asked me, will you be able to curate a show for Incheon? So I was not familiar about this region. So I visited this region after a couple of weeks and looked at the places. And I thought, when they invited from Museum of Contemporary Art, I thought it's a museum show. And once I arrived there and after the visit, they wanted the Biennale to happen, something similar to Kochi. It is impossible to recreate something that's happened in Kochi in any other part of the world. But since I was there, I asked them to show me around the city and the landscapes. I really wanted to meet the people there. So it's kind of interesting sociological structure it has. Like it's Arab-speaking Chinese, Mongolian connected Chinese. And the architecture is Islamic architecture, Genghis Khan, and all those influences. You can see it, and it is very close to the Yellow River. So I said, yes, definitely would like to do it. And they have done this exhibition inside and outside of the museum and in The next door, they have created a fantastic, great residency program, residency building, which is also, this is Yoko Ono's 100 coffin. Coffins, the family coffin, father, mother, children, that kind of sizes of Yoko Ono design. Then, 100 plants coming out of the coffin. Creating audiences is one of the most important aspects. I already spoken about it, like the Kochi is around 44 different communities live and work in the Mattancherry and Fort Kochi area. And also interesting, any city like this, like Kochi was also declared as the Biennale city by the mayor of Kochi on 17th of October 2012. It is interesting when we talk about education and community building or community conversation spaces. And the first thing we believe that educational places should be more and more involved with this project like Biennale. I always give an introductory. If I am at all, I'm there on the side. I would like to chat with children. I would like to give them an introduction about what is a Biennale, why we doing it. Like this, maybe not an academic talk. I'm never interested in. I'm never interested in that academic way of presenting things. I'm very much interested in conversations with physicality. That is one of the reasons. Presently, also, I have a show in Kerala for the Kochi-Biennale Foundation. It's one of the another vertical called Logamekar Award. The world is one family, which is going extremely well. Last couple of weeks, earlier it was quite difficult, but we have transformed another city in Kerala, the place in Alapi. You must come and check it out. Art in the public. It says G.T.'s career is one of the projects which was after the exhibition. This work was with the help of the State Lyrical Academy. We have installed on another site. This is Mr. Ghulam Ahmad Sheikh's work. So public, when we engage with beautifying, doesn't mean mural work, so graffiti and things like that. But it is important that in local public immediately connect with the changes, transformation, what is visually transformed through small gestures or like works like this, done by fantastic works done by. And as I mentioned in the beginning itself, the Biennale Foundation, one of the most proud projects is another project, the Students Biennale. Still, you can see it in our website. In the edition curated by 5 curators was young, brilliant practitioners in India. They have curated, So please check it out in our website. The Students Biennale can be seen. It was started in 2004. During the time of the second edition. 2014, we had around 37 art colleges from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. The second edition of the Students Biennale, we had 55 art colleges from all around India. And also the third edition of it, which was 2018, we had artists from SAARC countries as well. So Riyaz Komu was taking care of the program, and he's wonderfully created all those atmosphere to bring together from people, from students from. Our idea was basically when the Biennale was happening. The parallelly we wanted the students. So students, they get an opportunity to have conversations with artists who are really working for the main biennial, and also an opportunity to sometimes produce work with the help of the other artists as well. So it's a kind of opportunity given for 7 days, or sometimes it happens to be 15 days, all that. If we have more and more funds, then we could do magic, but unfortunately, we are still in a debt of almost 4 CR. We haven't paid salaries to our staff. We haven't paid. Still struggling to, make that happen. Anyway, so the Students' Biennale, Tata Trust supported all our Students' Biennale with a CSR fund, and this Tata Trust is also, along with the Biennale Foundation, given an award to 3 artists. So they get an opportunity to travel abroad, see festivals like Venice Biennale, Art Basel, like that. There are three students, they got it, and also 1 month long residency. Unfortunately, because of the COVID, we could not do that physical stuff. Of course, we have done it. The last one was from students who came from Kashmir. They had to go back, and French. There were German artists who were there in residency and things like that. Anyway, so Art by Children is another. We started as a children's biennale, but it turned out to be Art by Children. Then it is 100 schools, selected school. We have sent out experts to talk about art, music, theater, performances, other creative industries, but maybe 3 to 4 days or 2 to 3 days, that kind of thing. But later we realized this is not, it's not really sustainable model. We learned it from each and every edition. So we started thinking about small and, selected 10 school and, try to build art rooms in each and every school. This 10 school, we work closely, and then that is neighboring schools. So we send out every week, there is a room, and music, art, there's conversations built by one of our brilliant artists. Part of this Loganator Award project is also happening now. That's his name is Bose Joseph heading this. And also interestingly, during the time of the pandemic, what we have done is we have organized conversation with family, so it's kind of learning at home. That's a kind of new ways of we introduced Art by Children, learning at home, headed by Blaise Joseph. So it was wonderful to see parents and children having conversation. And the Blaise, I used to attend in the beginning few programs. So it's like art room is interesting too. There is like masters coming, Tolpa by workshop, and many other workshops. Yeah. Other programs, we have film program, we have curated films, music of Muziris, music festival can do it, and many others. Like Let's Talk. This is Ramchandra Guha. The performances. This is residency. This parallel to the main Biennale. Insha's work also. Insha's from Kashmir, a brilliant student. Young artist came up and she produced his work, and he installed it in Kochi again during the time of the Biennale. So when we look at the number, 2012, we had 89 artists, 23 countries, 14 venues, 114 artworks. It is an approximate number. Sometimes it's like 300,000 square feet exhibition. The exhibition was for 90 days, actually. The first edition also expanded, extended for 4 more days. So 94 days. We had nearly 400,000 people visited. The second edition, 500,000 people. Third edition, we had 600,000 people. Fifth edition, we had how we have created that it's a kind of miracle in a way that Nipah virus affected Kerala And immediately after that, big flood happened in 2018. And we have raised funds to support the government. And we have raised, with the help of artists, saffron art auctioned. And we got about, so we are given nearly 3 crores to the government. I wish we had that money, then we wouldn't have been in trouble now. But anyway, it was almost like a kind of really people came together to make, it was awesome to see how it was survived and, made. It's almost like the resurrection. Every moment you find sudden changes in life. So Kochi is in a way kind of an ideal place. And I live in Bombay too. So I've seen that after the flood, within 2 days, Mumbai resurrect, to life, into a greater life, I would say. In fact, the Kochi-Muziris Biennale is unbelievably, in many ways you can say, the tangible and the intangible. So return of local talent, enhanced exposure to local artists, developing Kochi as a cultural center, growth in inbound tourism for the state, restoration of abandoned spaces in the city, placing Kochi on the world's cultural map, enlightening the younger generation. 160% rise in the number of tourists visiting Kerala since 2006. 60% of Biennale visitors are first-time visitors to Kerala. 50% increase in business for local traders. 35% hike in business for homestays. 35% rise in foreign tourists visiting between December, March. Since the first edition in 2012, 30% of sales attributed to exclusively to the Biennale by local businesses. This is a urban design collective UDC Chennai. Vidya Mohan Kumar helped us to set it up, or make this report, and also KPMG worked towards to publish it. Yeah. And the New York Times written about one of the best destinations to go and check it out, a cultural festival. The same way many other areas. Nat Geo, Continents, you take BBC, all of them believe that this Kochi become one of the most important destinations to check it out. We had guests from all around the world, all 4 editions were seen by Glenn Lowry from the Museum of Modern Art director. And the first, of people who believe in this project, like Krishda Khan in 2012, with Anish Kapoor, all of them totally believe that the cultural festival can have real changes. I'll show a 4-minute long video on, it's from the, it's not the latest video, but you can see what are the kind of work we have done. This is Nikhil Chopra. It's AES plus F. It's Ravi. There were theatre from Portugal, different places, performances. MIA performed in the first edition, and a lot of youngsters came together. 300 performers, Peruvanam Kuttanmara. We had our president visited, former president visited the Biennale. Students by name, Manish Kapoor. We have to create creative citizens, not passive ones. That's really nice statement. So there's kind of incredible participation by all kinds of people. This is our former tourism minister. That's our Kiran Nada. We have great visitors, meet huge. This is from the students. So we have Shubhi will be curating the next edition, which we haven't announced the date, but it is going to be 2022. You are all welcome to come and see it. 2022 Kochi-Muziris Biennale. And it will be, we started with the 90 days of Biennale, 94 when we closed it. The second edition, we had 108 days. Third biennial also we had third and fourth we had 108 days. Now we decided to do it for 120 days. So we get the students get more opportunity to experience it. We believe that from age of, a 10-year boy, now he must be 20 or something, and the Biennale is opening the second edition, fifth edition, 2022. So the transformation you can see from the ageless, then the generation, I'm sure, learned it from Kochi. Kochiites are proud of it, and the effect is, they expanded to Alapi now, and other cities also with festivals like literature festivals inspired from Kochi, and also participatory exhibitions from the Biennale to literature festivals. Also you can see performances and art projects associated with it. So it's wonderful. Thank you so much. And also I remember JDC's festival. I was talking to to all of you people. It was wonderful to see a museum coming up designed by Pritzker Award winner our B. Doshi. And it was wonderful to be there. And I'm sure this place needs to sustain and go on with amazing creative work, make creative cities all around in India. I would say Kochi to Alapi to Bhubaneswar and other places. Yeah, all my best wishes. Thank you, Siddharth and Nandita, to invite me to be part of this conversation series. Love you all my best wishes.
Thank you, Bose, for doing this. I hope you can hear me. You're in the taxi, I reckon.
I can hear you well.
Lovely.
Yeah. I'm going to the airports right now. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Thank you for doing this. And I think
I was wondering what happened to the video. It had a soundtrack. I mean, like, so that was missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized even when we were recording you, that happened. But I thought that was part of the thing. I thought you were just playing it fast.
So that was quite, that was really an important element in, my, we have some fantastic young people work in the organization. We have Video Lab, one of the vertical, and Video Lab with young people like Anupama, all of them put together that video. So it's kind of, for me, it was really, yeah, anyway. So thank you so much. Yeah,
So
if you have any questions, please let me know.
Yes, and I think Jatin Das, the chairman, and my father would like to say, yeah. You are not audible. Baba? I think, so till he gets audible, I'm just going to say one more thing. I think one of the things that was very exciting for us when you came here, Bose, to Bhubaneswar for an art festival. And I think what you have done, and you, Rias, and all of you, when you got together and started this whole project, and where it has come from there to now, it is the kind of, which is stuff of dreams for people, because a lot of people believe how art can engage with society. And you've made that happen. And I think that just that whole movement of civil society, which is there. And in a very small way, we hope the JD Center of Art can be part of a network of organizations across India, which can, be part of that same kind of ideation. And you are instrumental in many such things. Would you want to talk something about it? And also others, please do come in if you have questions. And Baba, if your audio works, do say, because the whole dream of JDCA is naturally his, and we all are kind of chipping in. Yeah, you're audible now. Perfect.
Oh, good, wonderful. Yeah, first of all, Bose Krishnamachari, bon voyage. And I've been told that you're going out of the country, and it's very kind of you that you considered doing it, especially at the time when you are leaving the country. Bose is from the JJ School of Art, so it will be a Guru Bhai, although he's much younger than me, and Guru Bhai. And I remember at one time they were called Bombay Boys. And we were Bombay Boys before, and before us, there have been others. Now, I'm very proud of not only about Bose, about Kerala. Kerala, for 7,000 years and more, has been very important, connected to the rest of the world. And people are very proud, very rooted to their culture. And I'm very happy that Bose is doing it in his own context. And everybody, and he's also very lucky, not only his friends, the government also has associated themselves with the organization. And so, so all inclusive. And what Siddharth just said is a wonderful point, that all of us should join hands in the country. And India is a unique country in the world where everything is still alive. We don't need a museum. Our streets are museums. In Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, in Orissa, Rajasthan, and Gujarat, everywhere. So, and the Bose and the Kochi Biennale also has been inclusive in terms of not only visual art, and the performing art, literary arts, and all kinds, and every starter of life. We, our JD Center of Art is a little thing in Orissa, and originally the government used to ask me to set up a museum of my work, and I made various collections of handicraft, handloom, toys, bronzes, this, that, paintings, miniatures. Hence the art center came into being. Siddharth, my son, who's a designer from an idea, has taken over and taking it forward. But what I feel, the way Bose is doing, and many people say, they had recently an exhibition of Malayali artists from all over the world. And I would be very happy. I genuinely believe that we have to be rooted to our context, which she is doing. And the Kochi Biennale and Bose is an example which others should partake. So we had organized the JD Center for Art and organized a conclave where we had invited all the cultural organization in visual art that we should join hands and help each other to develop. It has not taken place yet, but I'm hoping they will all join. And not only within Orissa, as Siddharth suggested, everybody doing something in the country, if we join hands, it will be a unique thing in the country, and the country will progress and progress in art and culture, so that people are not whiling away time in other activities. And as Siddharth might have mentioned, JD Center of Art was established in 1997 in Bhubaneswar, and the government of Orissa has allotted the land, and the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, has given funds for one block of the center, which is ready. And because of the COVID time, it was stalled, and now it's been resumed. We used to hold a National Documentary Film Festival on Art. We've had 13 National Documentary Film Festival on Art, and we have an archive. And but we had to make it once in 2 years as a Biennale. And we have this Meet the Artist program. I think I'm very proud to say, although it's very small, but Meet the Artist program is the only one in JD Center of Art which has gone on for 250 times. Every second Saturday of the month, it has been held. It was stalled for a few months because of the COVID. It's now resumed online. And I think it used to be only at the JD Center of Art office with the people of Orissa. Now it's reaching out to many people in the country, in the world. And B.V. Doshi, as you can see in the visual, is a great architect and a dear friend who has designed the first thing in Orissa. And so this is how it's going on. We have many ideas, many programs to do, but because of shortage of funds and shortage of hands, we've not been able to carry it forward enough. So through this channel, I like to invite, request, and plead to the like-minded people in India and overseas to come forward and join in hands. And I both are very, very proud. As I said, you are a Guru Bhai. You have studied in JJ, and now what you are doing in Kerala is wonderful. And like Jogen Chaudhary doing something in Calcutta, but yours is unique. And what I've seen, and you had so kindly come to JD Center of Art and you had made a presentation, and we're doing it in our small way. So let's all join hands in our programs, in our concept, ideas, etc., etc. And whether we could, when you have a Biennale, whether we could have also a opening at your Kochi Biennale about JDCA. And when we have our function at JDCA, Kochi Biennale can also be represented. So that's how we can do, and we will try. We have shortage of funds and shortage of hands. So, but with your inspiration, with your enthusiasm, and what you have done is extraordinary. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming and joining. And Bose, thank you. Have a bon voyage. Have a good trip.
Thank you. Would anyone else have any questions to ask? Please ask. Otherwise, Bose, we would love you to kind of speak a little bit about, just for a couple of minutes, if you can, about what is planned for the next Biennale, because that's what you left us tantalizingly off with. So. I think
I strongly believe that we should all find I don't know that word called networking, but it's very important to connect to each other, the festivals to festival, institutions to festivals to residencies. All these institutions, I think, like cultural embassies, cultural supporters, patrons, all of us should come together. We have fantastic people in India who really wanted to do great museum projects, like Kiran Nada, very much to what she does with her institutions, and the map in Bangalore, and KCC in Kolkata, and Bhubaneswar. I'm looking forward to seeing the completed institution in a way. It's going to be really fantastic to visit every year, I think, or every biennial or something, or trinale, whatever. So I think all our institutions should, now we have photo biennial in Chennai, there is Hyderabad, there is literature festival in Calicut, many festivals happening in India, and we should connect, as Siddharth mentioned. It is really important that all of us should come together to support each other in every sense. And if you find time, please visit Logamether Award. What is presently, since Siddharth, you are also an architect, this is a heritage site. Dr. Thomas Isaac, who was the former finance minister of Kerala, who really put that first initial funding for the Biennale Foundation. He's the same person initiated, given me confidence to do this project called The World is One Family. And, I haven't got the money yet, but, I have created, with the help of young and brilliant artists, and, everybody's emotional support. And so now we opened this project in 18th of April, but we had to shut it down after 12th day or something. We opened in August. Now the momentum in October onwards, I can see thousands of people recently, and especially Saturday, Sundays, I see at least 5,000 people visiting this exhibition. I really believe art can change, art can cure, art can give peaceful sights. You don't need to go to temples or church or mosque for peace seeking. I think the spaces of art can give solace. So please, and the diversity of practices coming from around the world, it's amazing to see that the diversity in a little state, and it's all. I started thinking about it because we strongly, the Biennale Foundation strongly believe in secularism and a secular space, and it is an ideal space where people can really come up with there is a receptiveness towards any kind of religion or thoughts, and the state is also open. The tourism of Kerala is also welcoming for this exhibition. So with this, if anybody have any questions, I'm ready to answer it. But it's important that why I have started it's like we started. I don't want to say Biennale Foundation, because there was nothing physically happened during the time, and also in 2020 we could not do our biennial. So what's the best thing can be done? Give confidence to the artist community and local community And we thought locally, like it is very important to start from the roots, and it can spread out the branches everywhere. And it's really given confidence though. And I could sell work more than 2 CR in this period of, and there's that confidence to younger generation of practitioners are not known, and all kinds of there are self-taught artists. So that it's an example. I find it. So I thought I'll let you know about this. So it should happen other part of India as well.
Yeah.
So please visit. Thank you.
Thank you, Bose. Bose, there's a question someone has asked called Saras Ganapati. How can events like the Biennale counter the illiberalism that seems to be spreading around the world?
How
can events like the Biennale counter the illiberalism that seems to be spreading around the world?
Liberalism.
Illiberalism, the lack of liberalism.
Lack. I don't know. That is the way I don't understand that question itself. Because the Biennale is a kind of place where especially Kerala, the Kochi-Muziris Biennale is known for its liberal ways of, that liberalism is a philosophy. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. But I say that there is a kind of, we could erase that elitism, we could erase the borders of, and it was, as I mentioned in the presentation, we opened to the public on 12th of December, 12 noon. So everybody is welcome. And that's the same thing, that inclusiveness, you can experience it once you walk through to the stages. And when it comes to curatorial work, and as you know, it is an international project. You find 100 art projects, for example, and out of that 50 to 60% is international, and 40% or 50% we national artists will be participating, and 10% is every time, at least to be demand for that kind of, because the state is funding this project. So we would like to give that opportunity at least to 10%. So whether to give you an answer to directly, I think it is important that, sorry, there was a call, Kevin.
Thank you.
So it is important that it is an inclusive space. It is an open space. It is, of course, it is curated. We should erase mediocrity, and that is what is happening through the introductions of the Biennale. We can see that a lot of transformation of aesthetics, getting into each and every people's mind nowadays. And people didn't know the word called Biennale. People didn't know the word called installation. Now a common man is known to these terms. So with that note, thank you. Yeah.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good trip. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful.